Long way home for Luo Zhang. On the last leg of his journey from Beijing, he finds his family's fish pond and fields destroyed by ice. These normally account for 40% of their income. I never imagined it would be this bad, he sighs. High inflation and a lack of crops to harvest mean it will be a tough year ahead. But that seems immaterial at this moment because being together is all that matters. Jenny Lam, TVB News.
And the situation in Guangzhou is still chaotic. Hundreds of thousands of people remain stranded at the city's main train station. Extra trains will now be running to clear the backlog. Mona Lam reports from Guangzhou.
Another day of chaos at Guangzhou's main train station despite the crowd control measures. Migrant workers hoping to head home today were led into the station in groups. Officers had to repeatedly expand the waiting area outside the station. Those who fell to the ground were helped to get back on their feet by authorities immediately to prevent a possible stampede. The railway company today announced that it will take more than 5 days to put all the stranded travelers on trains. There was broadcasting at the station throughout the day to remind travelers that only holders of today's tickets or those with overdue tickets will be able to get on the trains. Those hoping to leave earlier will be told to go to nearby convention centers, which have been converted into waiting areas. Those who can't make it home will spend the Lunar New Year with their colleagues at this Hong Kong-owned factory. The managers are holding a prize draw for about 4,000 workers. It is just one of the many ways workers are being entertained, but some are less fortunate. They're staying at this shelter after their factories were closed for the holiday. For this man and his 2 children, it looks like a bleak and cold start for the Year of the Rat. Mona Lam, TVB News, Guangzhou.
Now, the Hong Kong Red Cross says the snowstorms have affected up to 100 million people on the mainland, with tens of thousands of homes destroyed in the disaster. The agency has received a grant of $8 million from the government as it begins emergency relief efforts across the border. Hong Kong will do all it can to help. That's the message from the government, which put words into action tonight. The Hong Kong Red Cross has received $8 million from the government's disaster relief fund to help snowstorm victims get back on their feet. Speaking earlier this morning, Chief Secretary for Administration Henry Tang said authorities will provide any necessary assistance in relief efforts. He also urged the public to be considerate.
Despite their difficulties, they are still trying very hard to give us a steady supply of food. So I urge the people first to be understanding that prices may fluctuate and supplies may fluctuate.
The Red Cross hopes to raise 20 million yuan in the near term, with a goal of reaching the 10 worst-hit provinces and those who have been displaced by the snowstorms.
Some people, because they are already homeless and with their farmland severe damage, so we found that they have to be assisted with a priority. So Red Cross will focus our efforts to help those people, particularly those in the rural areas, to provide them blankets, clothing and food to help them to get through the winter.
The Hong Kong Red Cross will work with counterparts on the mainland in deploying relief materials to those affected. A local representative will also go to Hunan province tomorrow to assess the scope of the disaster. To make a donation, the public may contact the Red Cross at the following numbers or on its website at www.redcross.org.hk. To other news, a 29-year-old man appeared in court today charged in connection with the publication on the internet of obscene photographs purportedly of local celebrities. No plea was taken and the suspect was remanded in custody pending further police investigations. Jenny Lam has more.
The 29-year-old defendant, Chung Yik-tin, claimed to be a renovation worker. He was arrested after a number of obscene photographs, purportedly of local celebrities, appeared on the internet in recent days. Tuen Mun Magistracy was told today that a police investigation found that Chung uploaded at least one of the pictures last Sunday. He was arrested at his home on Wednesday, where officers discovered 12 photographs of several celebrities on his computer. Chung also had 7 credit cards. He allegedly admitted that he uploaded the photos and had set up a company to apply for credit cards through fraudulent means. He was said to have debts of more than $500,000. The prosecution lawyer pointed out that Chung was broke and had every reason to use the photographs for other purposes. The lawyer said time is needed to interview the celebrities involved and the defendant should be remanded in prison custody. The defense, though, said holding up his client for up to 8 weeks was unreasonable. He stressed that Chung was not the source of the photographs. The magistrate described the distribution of obscene materials as a serious crime which would warrant a custodial sentence. He added that circulating the pictures on the internet caused enormous damage and there is strong evidence so far. The defendant was therefore denied bail and remanded in custody until the next court hearing in late March. Members of Chung's family covered their faces as they left court this morning and refused to comment. Police will continue to trace the source of the photographs. Jenny Lam, TVB News.
Overseas, a blockbuster deal could be in the making in the world of business. Software giant Microsoft has launched a hostile bid for internet search company Yahoo. Microsoft said it has proposed $31 per share to Yahoo's board of directors, representing a total equity value of $44.6 billion. The move comes as Yahoo continues to lose ground to rival and search leader Google. This week, Yahoo announced plans to lay off 1,000 employees as part of efforts to revitalize the company. It says it will carefully consider Microsoft's offer. Signs tonight that the crisis involving Chinese-made dumplings in Japan is worsening. There are reports that hundreds of people have come down with symptoms of food poisoning. More Japanese companies are recalling food products made at the factory in Hebei province that produced the dumplings. Jeremy Austin reports.
A new twist in the case involving the tainted dumplings. Japanese police say they've found a tiny hole in a pack eaten by a family of 3 hospitalized with symptoms of food poisoning in western Japan. The hole appeared to have been made from the outside. A subsidiary of food giant Japan Tobacco imports the dumplings from Tianyang Food in Hebei province. Japan Tobacco says there was no evidence Chinese farmers who provided vegetables for the dumplings used insecticide. The company believes the dumplings might have been contaminated during production or packaging, but others are not taking any chances. Several Japanese food makers have recalled food items made at the same factory. Japanese Foreign Minister Masahiko Komura warned that the cases could affect ties between Beijing and Tokyo. He's pledged to work closely with China to investigate the incident to minimize its negative impact on bilateral relations. Japan's health ministry has set up a hotline to respond to a flood of public inquiries. Jeremy Austin, TVB News.
One of Osama bin Laden's top lieutenants has been killed in a U.S. missile attack in northwestern Pakistan. American officials say al-Qaeda commander Abu Laith al-Libi died when a missile from a Predator drone struck a suspected terrorist safe house on Monday. The strike that killed al-Libi targeted a building in Pakistan's North Waziristan region, the lawless tribal area bordering Afghanistan. al-Libi is believed to be responsible for
胡錦濤指示解放軍同武警全力救災。總理溫家寶就再到湖南視察災情。楊德偉報導。
國家主席胡錦濤作出指示，要求各紀律部隊積極救災。中央軍委同解放軍作出部署，駐災區部隊官兵取消休假。廣州、南京軍區官兵已經進入抗災前線，軍隊同民兵預備役部隊亦出動救災。空軍亦調動咗5架運輸機，向廣西、貴州運送救援物資。總理溫家寶就喺下晝抵達湖南長沙，聽取湖南省當局喺呢2日嘅救災報告。溫家寶話：呢次再嚟湖南係為咗落實道路交通同電網恢復。
通路就是要保證公路、鐵路主幹線暢通，保電就是要使被損壞的電網得以盡快的恢復，安民就是要把廣大群眾的生活安置好。
京珠高速公路湖南深州段就再度堵塞，車龍長達780公里，有5000至6000架車， 萬幾人滯留。當局派人向被困嘅司機同旅客派發棉被同樽裝水。上海就開始節能措施，平時五光十色嘅黃浦江兩岸相對昏暗。中央氣象台預料呢兩日湖南、安徽、上海等地會繼續出現雨雪天氣，到星期六晚雨雪先會減弱。有線電視記者楊都偉報導。
曾經全面停電嘅貴州省貴陽市，市區已經恢復供電，但係農村仍然係斷電斷水。啲農民話：佢哋只係剩翻1個星期嘅儲糧。胡力漢喺貴州報導。
因為貴州東面山區嘅道路仲係癱瘓緊，大部分農村同外面失去聯絡，路行唔到，通訊截斷，冇電，連水井、水喉都結晒冰。村民每日都要行落山去攞水。嚴先生一家5口，每日都只係靠食饅頭度日，儲糧只係剩翻1個幾星期。
從來沒有看到過，
從來沒有看到。
哎，
以前沒有那麼冷。
以前也就說以前就是說只能零下2、3度，最多2、3天就沒得。這只能現在就整個20條嘛。
不過最令佢哋擔心嘅唔係食物，而係用嚟取暖嘅煤，亦都已經用得七七八八啦。省會經過連日嚟嘅大停電之後，大致已經回復正常啦。咁但係對外嘅公路網絡仍然不時要封閉，車龍仍然有成10幾公里咁長。從交通運輸角度嚟睇呢，冰比雪更加危險㗎，因為冰嘅表面基本上冇乜摩擦力，所以出意外嘅機會亦都大一啲。有線電視記者胡力漢喺貴州嘅報導。
國務院話一早啟動應急機制，否認救災反應慢。而呢次嘅雪災涉及19個省市同自治區，已經造成60人死亡，經濟損失達到538億元。梁家琪報導。
冷暖氣流交匯，令到內地1月初開始大範圍落雪同落雨。惡劣嘅天氣仲由華中地區蔓延到全國19個省市，連一向比較暖嘅南方都落雪。
這次自然災害呢，是一個我們說呢是幾十年不遇的一個災害，災害影響的程度是前所未有的，範圍也很大。
災情比較嚴重嘅包括安徽、湖北、湖南、廣西、貴州、四川以及江西。到目前為止，雪災已經造成60人死亡，超過22萬間房屋倒冧，損毀嘅超過86萬間。當局要緊急安置接近176萬人。電纜結冰，供電系統大受影響，連帶鐵路系統都癱瘓，超過2800列火車延誤。喺車站同列車上就有超過580萬旅客滯留。最少6個地區嘅機場積雪，過去1個星期有3000幾班機要取消，5500幾班延誤。有線電視記者梁家琪報導。
政府接納賑災基金委員會嘅建議，撥出800萬元俾香港紅十字會緊急賑濟內地嘅雪災災民。紅十字會完成賑災計劃之後，會向政府提交檢討報告，確保撥款會用於指定嘅用途。各位，我哋而家先休息一陣，轉頭翻嚟啦，會有財經消息㗎，轉頭見。
他要求馬英九應該要出示放棄綠卡的生效